Welcome back to the Harper's Ferry model train room, and today we've got another unboxing. Lionel TMCC steam engine that I recently acquired. Saw some videos online, learned a little bit about it, and said, hey, that would be a great engine to add to my collection. And I think what we're going to see when we take a look at this particular model is an engine that represents really the pinnacle of what Lionel was doing with TMCC at the late 2000s. The railroads that I run are mainly C&O, Norfolk and Western, B&O, of course, and a little Western Maryland as well. Those are all railroads that I think that at one point or another may have run through the Harpers Ferry area. Not necessarily sure accurately in terms of history. And of course, I've run some modern stuff like Amtrak, CSX, things of that nature, which you probably haven't seen on this layout yet because I've been really focusing on that transitional period from steam to diesel. And this particular engine falls right in line in terms of that time frame. I'm particularly interested in trains that ran from Washington, D.C. out west and could have possibly headed through the Harpers Ferry area. So in this particular train, it's a famous train that ran out of Washington, D.C. And this is the engine that pulled it. It's the George Washington. And we're going to open up the box and take a look at it. So let's start with the tender. It's wrapped very nicely. I'm thinking once again, this is kind of one of those new old items, meaning that it's old, but since it wasn't really ever used or run, maybe it's new. So we open it up and check that out. So in later TMCC steam engines, they started adding real coal to the coal loads instead of having the molded in coal. So I'm already liking that. Look at the railing up on the top. And the type of tender that we have here is called a Vanderbilt. And notably, the water part of the tender was this cylindrical tank essentially for all the water, and then they had this slanted coal bunker in the very front where the coal would be let down and then go through the coal feeder, the mechanical stoker. And this is a big tender for what kind of engine we have. Three-wheel trucks on the front and back. I see very little wear on the wheels. Really beautiful model, and it's neat because this goes all the way underneath. So I'm like, well, where does the sound come out for the speaker? Well, we'll find out when we get it on the track. Okay, so the moment we've all been waiting for, let's take a look at this steamer. Get this unwrapped. And as you can see here, we have a really beautiful model. Look at all of the detail that's on this Pacific. You've got your compressors, air compressors on the front, all the details, a really nice cow catcher, headlight, bell. Like I said, this is really one of the pinnacles of the details that was available on the TMCC versions of their steam engines. So a lot of the other steam engines that I have that are, the hatches on the top would not open. This slides open and closes. The main one, there's 3 of them. That's great. And they all slide open and close. There's also really, I don't know if you can see this, there is a little wire that's going to the whistle, which is an added little detail that we usually don't see on TMCC engines. Just lots of great detail, lots of add-on individually added on piping on this side, and I really look at the details. Little stars on the front of the cylinder heads, and this will be the first C&O that I have that has the white walls already painted on. It's a project. I want to do that for, I have an older Greenbrier that I may get that done, and I have an Allegheny too that I want to get those painted on. But I love what they did here with the white paint along the side. Lots of detail on the front and back. Now, this is something that I had seen in one of the videos, and I'm going to see if you can see that. See how it's green right there? The cab interior is painted green, and I can't even think of any of the engines that I have, even the newer engines, where they've gone through the level of detail of painting the green. Now, from what I understand, and you can add a comment at the bottom of this video, is that this is a Korean-made model, and so we see extra detail like that green paint on the interior of the cab. I see add-ons in terms of little dials for controlling the steam engine on the inside of the cab. I think you can see that there on the video. There is a throttle for the engineer to operate. That has to be an added on, separately applied add-on item, and it's not molded into the back head. So all of that just is really, really beautiful, nice detailed. We have windows that open and close, which is usually not a detail that we see on our TMCC engines. So all in all, I'm just really loving the detail on this. But this by far is the most detailed Pacific that I have in my roster. So let's get it on the track and see how it runs. Okay, so we've added our engine into our TMCC system. I changed the address to address 4 because it's a 462, but I needed to change the address because I have other TMCC engines that are on the track using some of the other addresses. So I just went into setup and changed the address right here in my DCS remote. And as soon as I did, it came to life. So let's give it a test run. Start out with the whistle, of course. Yeah, listen to that. Okay, and now let's give it a little forward. Looks good. Let's go back. Gotta love the Odyssey speed control. I have got this set up on an incline, and it's handling it just fine. Now let's try the whistle out, or the bell. Okay, and let's go our auxiliary 1 and try out some of our crew talk. Nice and clear. I have...
Roger. 494 is holding for your signal. Out.
I have PS2, PS3 engines that don't sound that clear, and that's probably because of that big speaker that is in the tender on this particular model. You know, there's differences between the MTH engines and their crew talk and the Lionel, and between, you know, early Lionel TMCC, you know, Rail Sounds 3, 4. This is Rail Sounds 5, and I can tell that with each generation of Rail Sounds, they added more dialogue, more back and forth, and more sounds. And so, you know, for what I paid for this, this is a great engine, and I happen to already have some George Washington C&O passenger cars, so this will be a great consist when I put it all together and run it as a complete train consist. So it'll be a really great ad. I just wanted to do this quick video to do the unboxing, quick test run, and let's see what it looks like when it's running all the way around the track.
C&O 494, you may depart. Over. Okay, clear to move. 494 out.